Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. I'm set up here in my studio and doing some major educational type filming, and so I just decided to do my morning musings here in my studio. So, anyway, welcome back. I'm sharing with you some thoughts about the definition and the nature of the day of the Lord. And by the way, thanks so much for the really wonderful emails that I'm getting. It just means so much. I've been making a very special offer on my book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory, that if you go to my website, www.eschatology.org or www.bibleprophecy.com, and you order the book, Like Father, Like Son, on Clouds of Glory, now it'll charge you the shipping, okay? But if you mention, when you make the order, if you mention that you saw the offer on YouTube, I will refund the shipping to you. Save you $5, so it's a major savings. Several of you have taken advantage of that. I really appreciate that. I honestly do. So take advantage of that special offer even today. Now, one of the most intriguing passages to me in regard to defining the day of the Lord is 2 Peter chapter 3. Now everybody understands, they think, that this has to be predicting the end of time, the end of the Christian age. Well, let me put this just as simply as I possibly can. Peter said that the new heavens and the new earth that he was anticipating would be in fulfillment of what the Old Testament prophets foretold. According to his promise, we look for a new heavens and a new earth. Now, as virtually all commentators acknowledge, he is quoting, citing, alluding directly to Isaiah 65. Now, the context of Isaiah 65 actually goes all the way back to chapter 40. Well, actually, chapter 1. But anyway, let me make this real simple here. The coming of the Lord, the day of the Lord, to bring in the new creation of 2 Peter chapter 3, is the day of the Lord to bring in the new creation of Isaiah, and we'll just abbreviate this, of Isaiah 64 through 66. And I say that because Isaiah 64 actually mentions the coming of the Lord under consideration. 65 is the new creation, 66 is the new creation, as well as the coming of the Lord. Okay, so the coming of the Lord to bring in the new creation of 2 Peter chapter 3 would be in fulfillment of Isaiah 64 through 66. Now, catch the power of this. The coming of the Lord of Isaiah chapter 64, Isaiah said, "Oh, that you would come down, that the mountains might shake at your presence, that the nations may know that you are the Lord." So here is Isaiah praying for the coming of the Lord to bring in this new creation, right? The new creation of 2 Peter 3, the new creation of Revelation 21. Now notice what he says. When you did, that's past tense, awesome things for which we did not look, you came down. The mountains shook at your presence. Now in the Septuagint, that's prosopon, or an equivalent to parousia, presence. So here is Isaiah praying for Yahweh to come to bring in the new creation. And he's asking him to come out of heaven as he had come in the past. Now, we've already seen several examples in previous segments of our studies here on YouTube that Yahweh had come out of heaven several times in the past prior to Isaiah. And the language that is used says he came in flaming fire with a tempest, and that the earth shook, or the earth even melted underneath his feet. But in none of those instances had God ever bodily, visibly, physically, literally come out of heaven and destroyed the earth, or destroyed the heavens, physical heavens. Never had. Do you catch the power of that now? Here is Peter predicting the coming of the Lord to bring in the new creation as foretold by Isaiah. But Isaiah said the day of the Lord to bring in the new creation would be the day of the Lord as God had come in the past. But God had never literally, visibly, bodily, and physically come in the past. Therefore, the coming of the Lord to bring in the new creation of 2 Peter 3, Revelation 21, would not be a literal, visible, bodily, physical coming of Christ at the end of physical creation. You see, when Peter tells us that he was looking for what Isaiah foretold, and when Isaiah tells us that what was being predicted was a coming of the Lord like what had happened in the past, that absolutely falsifies the futurist eschatologies of a literal coming of the Lord at a literal destruction of literal creation. Hey, thanks so much for joining me on today's morning musings. It's going to be an extremely hectic and busy weekend for me. Not sure I'm going to be able to do any other YouTubes until next week. But if not, hope to see you on Monday. God bless. Have a good weekend.